this time.
Fuck off.
Oh, I am a cynical piece of shit.
just no rejection whatsoever. Just fuck off. Oh, jeez. All right, so we've started now, and I'm going to I don't know how to do introductions to this, so fucking hell, I guess. Welcome to episode 6 of podcast. We were gonna have Gordon Zora in. We don't know if he's joining later or not. But yeah, for now it's just us.
That's just showbiz, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Life sucks. Deal with it.
Lovely. You know, this is very motivating, Baggy. You know, I feel very motivated right now.
Again, I am cynical. Well, I put that with massive quotations. You know, so yeah. Oh, hi everyone. You know, I'm back from my holiday. No one asked me how my holiday was.
No
You
one
pieces
cares.
of shit.
Move on.
How was your holiday?
New Zealand was great.
Good to
It
know.
was great.
Moving on.
It was,
Oof. This hurts.
I'm being so mean to Baggy right now. I feel sorry for him.
oh, I'm used to it.
Justice for Baggy.
All right, so we have some ideas what to talk about. Baggy Spartan 117 decided, hey, I want to talk about this movie that recently came out, spoiler free, and you know all that. So, what was the movie you wanted to talk about?
M. Night Shyamalan's Glass, featuring Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy, and Bruce Willis.
That's the
Saw it
weirdest cast
today.
ever.
But you know, it's fucking worth it. Yeah, I saw it today. It was. It's been highly anticipated for the past couple of years, pretty much 19 years, really.
19
I
years,
thought it
geez.
was. Yeah, because Glass is the third entry in a superhero trilogy that M. Night Shyamalan created back in 2000, with the first film being Unbreakable, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. And it was kind of like a superhero movie in hiding. It's a very unconventional film, but it has all the typical superhero stuff. You know, like him learning his powers, and the villain is eventually revealed, and all that type of stuff. But it's done in a very unique way, to the point where it's kind of like distinguishes itself from other superhero films at the time, especially like X-Men. Then many years later, Split came out, which was solely focused on James McAvoy's character. He has about 24 personalities, and it explores each personality, with one of them being the main focus, but it's kind of like being at the end of the movie, called the Beast, who's basically this big, like, veiny, muscular personality that's very powerful and can climb walls and can do pretty fucked up stuff, especially breaking people's backs and all that sort of business. It's quite grim.
I thought Beast was
and
supposed
Glass-
to be blue and hairy.
Oof.
Ooh, oh yeah, X-Men reference. So yeah,
James
Glass is
McAvoy wasn't
basically.
X-Men.
Yeah, so yeah, Glass is basically the culmination of both Unbreakable and Split, and it's basically concluding the trilogy. And it was a very good film. Definitely, I think M. Night Shyamalan, despite what you may think about his career for the last 10 years, it's definitely put him on the right track. And I have to really, hats off to him, sir, because it was just a really good film, and the ending is so ballsy, and I have to respect that.
Interesting.
Most films don't do this kind of ending, and we really need more of it. We really do, because I don't want to spoil anything, but most superhero movies are like, yay, except for Logan.
I love Logan so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, man. I actually recently watched it in the black and white version. It was really good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Logan Noir.
Yeah, there was a black and white version of it because the advertising for it was in black and white, so they were just like, hey, let's make a black and white version of it. They even have like the old 20th Century Fox logo at the beginning. It's really good.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
do they?
Yeah,
That's
they
a
do.
nice touch.
Yeah.
That's really cool, actually.
I think the film works really well in black and white, actually.
Well, it's kind of meant to be it's not a Western, but it's meant to be Western-like.
Yeah, and it fits very well.
Yeah, so it makes sense for them to make a black and white version, which kind of adds another layer to the film almost. And yeah, I really like that idea. I think more movies should do that, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, just yeah, I had a really good time with them with Glass. Go and see it, but it will really fucking divide people. It really will, especially if you're a fan of the first two films. You're either going to love the movie or just hate the movie because of the ending. So
I'll
yeah,
just
that's my
download it
final thoughts
illegally.
on it. Oh, don't download it illegally. Support
You
films
are
like
a
this.
pirate.
You are a pirate.
You're our fiddle lady. Oh boy.
All right. So is that all you have to say about it? Is there more?
Yeah, just
Are all three actors
go
in
and
it
see
great?
it, really. Oh, yeah, James McAvoy is brilliant as all these different crazy personalities. Samuel Jackson is this, he's really good as this
Enough of these motherfucking
mastermind.
snakes on this motherfucking plane.
And Bruce Willis is, again, brilliant. I'm happy that he isn't doing all these direct-to-DVD crappy action movies that he's been doing for the past couple of years.
Yeah, Die Hard 5, he's invincible.
Instead, he's in a movie that is a lot smaller in scale, and the budget for the movie is only $20 million.
Well, John Wick was
So-
made on a budget of $20 million, so what do you expect? Good movies can be made on that budget. What do you
Exactly.
say? What are you trying to say, boy?
Well, exactly. It's just like that's one of the examples on why these movies are so good is because they don't have people shooting lasers out of their eyes or people flying up in the air or anything like that. It's very grounded in reality for the most part.
I thought for a second you were going to say shooting lasers out of their ass.
Oh yeah, you would though, wouldn't you?
I have such a dirty mind.
We all do.
All
We
right.
all do.
So it's a good movie. People should go watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
watch it.
I'll watch the trailer for it. I know. I mean, like Samuel Jackson's great, so I'll probably go watch it then.
Yeah, try and watch Unbreakable and Split if you can. Really.
I've never watched either of those, but okay.
Yeah. Oh, you've got to watch Unbreakable. Unbreakable is just brilliant.
Henry, what are your thoughts on this?
I haven't seen Glass, so I guess I'll go see it now.
Yeah.
Guess I'll go.
Okay, we'll just end the podcast. We'll just go see it, and then we'll just come back and talk about it. All right.
Yeah, we'll just that.
And then just have like the 2 hours later title card.
2 hours later.
All right, so we're back. What did you think about it? I don't know. I'll go see it. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I believe one of the topics that we wanted to talk about, or at least I put it down, was comic book adaptations or something like that.
Ooh,
You also had
interesting.
Yeah, we had a bunch of topics. All right, Maggie suggested us 5 topics, and those were demonetization, comic book adaptation, Bird Box challenge. What the fuck? Bungie.
Oh
Activision
God! No.
Golden Age
Not the
YouTube.
Fox challenge.
I don't even know what that is. We'll get
This
to
is
that.
not epic.
We'll get to that. We'll get to these like one at a time. So which one do you want to do first?
I think comic book one would be pretty good because there's a
Okay,
lot of
best comic book adaptation of a movie. All right, what the? That sentence made no sense.
Well,
best.
not just like the best one, but like also the problems with them and like the expectations that people have
Right.
for when an iconic character comes onto screen and they expect all these certain things. But we can talk about like the best versions. and
Right, the
what sort of
best
as well.
comic book movie of all time is V for Vendetta. Boy,
Isn't that the one with Natalie Portman
yeah, and Hugo Weaving.
and the anonymous masks?
Yes, which also the Wachowskis actually did write the screenplay for it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did. They didn't direct it,
Oh.
but they wrote the screenplay.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I recommend you go watch it. It's really good.
You heard of that one, Henry?
Man, Yeah,
What?
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay, good.
So,
good.
settle down. Hold there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I've seen it. Yeah, it was alright.
I know.
I
I
like
mean,
it.
I just think that's a really good movie. Like, I could go and there may be a potential video on it in the future, so I don't want to say too much. But like, I just think it's like very well directed. I think it's very well adapted from the comic book. I think the actors in it are pretty great too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I won't say too much.
Hellboy. What are your thoughts on the Hellboy movies?
Ron
I'm
Perlman.
I fucking oh my goodness!
I love
am
both
such a-
first two movies.
oh my goodness! Just I'm a big fan. I really
Yeah,
like
me
him.
too. I love them.
I love. Yeah, I do love those movies a
So
lot.
good.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while
I'm-
though, so I need to watch them again.
Yeah,
And,
I'm really happy that they're doing a new one.
But it
But
doesn't
yeah,
have
it's
Ron
not the same.
Perlman.
I know. I
Yeah,
was
it's the
really
thing.
upset to see. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the reboot?
Look shit.
I'd say I'm skeptical, but there is potential. Because it's the guy who was from Stranger Things, the officer from Stranger Things, and he did a great job doing that role. But I'm just not sure if he can pull off a Hellboy role.
Yeah, the only
I'm
thing
not
that
sure if he's right
really,
for that character.
yeah, that looking at it now, yeah, they could have just got Ron Perlman, but then again, people would just said, "Oh, it's basically a third Hellboy movie."
Yeah.
The only thing that just really was distracting to me when I watched the trailer was that he looked really uncomfortable in the makeup.
yeah.
He did, yeah. He didn't. It was a bit jarring for me. It didn't
I mean-
feel right.
It looks good from just from a visual perspective, but he just looks really uncomfortable in it.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good. It seems like it's a different. It looks different from Del Toro's versions, and even the creator of the comics have said that this version is more faithful to the comic books.
That is what I've heard. That is what I've heard.
But here's the thing, though. Just because it's an accurate version of the comic book
Doesn't mean it's gonna be a good movie.
really. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie. But I do believe that the hate for it or the dislike for it is kind of unfair because the movie hasn't even come out for starters. And I get it, first impressions and all that sort of business, but give the movie a chance first. Don't just say, "Oh, it's shit." Yeah, but what other trailers have come out that made the movie look bad, and then when people go and see it, the movie was brilliant? Well, could you give me an example of one?
I don't know.
If The Matrix Reloaded.
No, the trailers for that were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
Actually, now that I think about it, anytime you mention the Matrix, I'm just going to immediately end the podcast. No more Matrix.
It just cuts to black. It's
Yeah.
done. That's it.
No, every time you mention the Matrix, I'm just going to play the whole Matrix trilogy, but every time the color green appears, I'm just going to play a swearing compilation of me, constantly swearing throughout the videos, but then every time I say the F word, I just play the whole Toy Story trilogy.
Yeah, but no, I think people should see a film first, even if the trailer doesn't really give a very good first impressions.
Well, if it doesn't
I
give
think
a
that's
good impression, then why should I go see it?
because it may end up being a very good film.
But it doesn't look like it's going to be good.
Yeah, but you don't know it until you see it.
Well, by that logic, I'd have to see every movie ever made.
Well, you don't have to.
Well then, but by this logic, how would I know if it's good or not? Unless I watch it, but then I don't want to watch certain films. But then,
Well, I wanted to see the Ghostbusters. I went to go see the Ghostbusters reboot just to see how shit it was, and I got exactly what I wanted: a shit, terrible movie.
well, they're making Ghostbusters 3, even though there already was Ghostbusters 3 with the fucking video game.
Oh boy, did you hear about the choice of actors that they're doing for the new one?
No.
Teenagers.
Here, they're doing teenagers.
What the?
Oh
No.
No.
I'm done.
Oh,
I'm done.
you-
I'm done. No, I'm out. I'm out.
no,
I'm
no,
out.
no,
I
no,
can't
no.
take this anymore.
No. Here's the thing.
Goodbye.
Here's the thing.
Forever.
Bye. Yeah. Oh dear.
I've destroyed the podcast.
Well done, Badger, you asshole. Here's the thing: Ghostbusters has done this before, except
This
not
is
in a
true.
movie, but like in a cartoon form, which was Extreme Ghostbusters, which has been, pretty well
It
received.
was okay. So
It's
I
been
mean-
it's gained more of a following since its inception years ago, and it could work. It could work. They could do like the teenagers are, like the son, like the sons or daughter of the original cast members.
yeah, I I can't help but feel that it's something's gonna be wrong with it. I want to be optimistic, but I just
Mhm. Well, here's the thing: whatever comes out or whatever, um, it will never be as good as the original movie, or
Exactly.
No
even
shit, Sherlock.
or even the second film. I thought the second film was pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
That's kind of my
Um,
mentality. It's whatever it's gonna be. It's just not gonna be
Good.
the original Ghostbusters. It's just
Yeah.
no matter what you do. Like
The only thing I liked about the reboot was just literally 2 seconds was when they used 2D animation on when the main bad guy transformed into the logo. That was it.
oh my.
That was it. The only good part of that movie was like a 10-second animation, 2D animation, and it looked good. It looked really good. But then the rest of the movie was just fucking awful.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I'll go watch it, I guess. I don't really care, to be honest.
I am very interested though, considering it has a 2020 release date. I wonder when they actually started filming the movie.
Probably right
That's
now.
a good question.
They're probably filming it
Yeah.
right now.
Probably. Normally, filming. I mean, how long does it take for a film?
Usually
for
about
principal-
usually a couple months to a year.
Yeah. So, I mean, it all depends on what the budget is for the movie, really.
$20 billion.
Oh,
God,
jeez.
you wish.
The most expensive movie in human history.
Yeah, it was one of the Pirates of the
Excellent.
Caribbean movies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Didn't that get topped by Aquaman, or was that?
Oh shit!
I remember that being a thing. Was that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well, like, yeah. Oh, sorry.
nah, you go on. I didn't really have anything to say.
I may not be accurate on this, but I'm trying my best. Years ago, I think one of the most expensive movies ever made was James Cameron's The Abyss. You guys ever watched that movie?
Yeah.
No, I've not watched it.
It's completely filmed underwater.
Sounds boring.
with-
Fuck off.
Let me finish. It's got Ed Harris in it. It's got tons of other people in it. It's a good movie, but you really need to watch the documentary Under Pressure, The Abyss.
Under pressure, pushing
I
down
fucking-
on me,
I
pushing
fucking knew
down
someone-
on you.
fucking knew someone was going to do that. You asshole. No, I really recommend you look up the documentary. It's really interesting because they filmed it in like an abandoned power plant. In this, what's it in the power plants? You know, like the big cone things that you see in like The Simpsons or whatever. Yeah, the stuff where the smoke comes out.
They're nuclear power plant thingies. What are they called?
Just call it nuclear. We'll just call them nuclear power plant thingies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a ticking time bomb on this one. Chernobyl.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
with
hell
Blaster Asta.
Yeah, the movie was basically filmed in that, but they just like put I think million gallons of water in it, and they put like a massive base, under the water and everything like that, and they filmed it all through with real submersibles and miniatures. And at the time, it was like one of the most expensive and ambitious films, to the point where like it kind of went over budget.
Wow.
So yeah, really good movie though. incredibly underrated. But if you don't like water, especially trenches, don't watch it.
Don't watch
Yeah.
Jaws
There are-
either, because otherwise you'll be scared of the ocean.
Talking of Jaws, my mum put that on like a day before we were going kayaking,
Oof.
and
But
open ocean as well. So
Fun
if I
fact.
fell
open
in,
ocean.
yeah,
Fun
fell
fact,
in,
the
I would have died.
Fun fact, the shark in Jaws doesn't appear until 81 minutes into the movie.
Huh.
Yeah, that's over an hour.
Yeah,
Goodness.
but the payoff is
Yeah.
payoff is really good. So
Alright, so what
yeah.
else did you want to talk about with comic book adaptations?
I get
think-
Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Iron Man 3 is good.
Oop.
But
I don't. Go on, finish your sentence.
no, I'm not finishing it.
Just say what you
What?
feel about it.
Nah, it's good. Whatever.
Uh,
I actually did say good, but I think it mostly cut off.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a brilliant film. But the thing I don't really understand with it is that people are like saying, "Oh, I don't like what they did to the Mandarin. The Mandarin, isn't the Mandarin from the comics." Well, here's the thing: not every, not the general audience doesn't read comic books. My nan doesn't read comic books or anything like that, but she's watched like tons of superhero movies. She doesn't, she doesn't understand any of the established characters and all that sort of business. I didn't even know who the Mandarin was until I watched Iron Man 3.
You heretic! Did you not read any of the
Exactly.
comics?
Exactly, that's what I mean. It's just like
Excellent. You should have read comics.
that's my main problem with like comic book fans and comic book adaptations is
Did
that
you not read issue
when they
51
say-
in Iron Man in 1964?
is that like, oh, when this character is coming into this movie or whatever, they expect certain things. I really liked what they did to the Mandarin, because the Mandarin in the comics was just a really weird looking character. He was kind of like a mustache.
But he was
But
awesome.
really, oh, but I haven't read the comics, so I can't say a goddamn thing. So
Right,
I
this-
have to,
Well, this is the thing, right? The whole plot twist of the Mandarin not actually being the Mandarin, and then having Guy Pearce scream, "I am the Mandarin." Like, this is Iron Man's biggest foe from like anything. All right, he's like his arch nemesis, and then at the end you're just like, "Oh no, it's just Guy Pearce in a book covered in CGI."
it could have been handled better, but again, people who haven't read the comics aren't going to think like, oh no, this is Iron Man's most deadliest enemy.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you should just immediately toss away the comics.
No. I get that. I understand that. But I thought Iron Man 3 was a
Yeah, I thought it was a good
great
movie,
film.
but Jesus Christ, that plot twist sucked.
It was funny though, like especially when
It's funny for like 2
Ben
seconds
King's-
before I then went into immediate rage.
it was funny. I do like the part when like Ben Kingsley just walks out the toilet and just goes, "I wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes." That was funny. I remember everyone in the theatre laughing at that. That was just funny because it's just like, hold on, this guy's meant to be the richest on the planet, and here he is talking about how he shouldn't go to the toilet for 20 minutes because he took a disgusting shit.
Right, moving
Comedy-
on.
Comedy is subjective, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, anyway, moving
that
on.
is
Next
true.
thing you wanted to talk about, if we're done with that subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I don't want to talk about shit anymore. Next was the Bird Box Challenge. I have no idea what this
Oh,
is.
for
Someone explain
fuck's
this.
sake! I'm genuinely like angry about it. Like,
Okay, explain
I'm
it to me.
not,
I don't get
not
this. I'm an old
one-
man.
I'm not one to get angry, but it's like, it just makes me so disappointed. Like, if I had a child that did this, like, if my daughter or son did this,
From a window.
I wouldn't even know what to do. I would just be like,
a
so
window.
essentially, sorry,
Throw him out the window.
throw them out the window, just yeet them. They're dead to me. No, so
Fucking
it's
all the way
like,
to China.
essentially, Have you heard about the film Bird Box, the Netflix film? Okay,
I
so
don't have
essentially,
yeah.
Netflix.
I have,
I'm
yeah.
I'm from the
I'm-
70s. I don't care.
okay. So minor spoilers. Minor spoilers. You can't see. You're not because you will die. That's all I'm gonna say. You will die if you look
The
around.
Weeping Angels.
Oh, so
Reverse.
basically, it's a quiet place.
It's
basically
It's
quiet.
literally. I'm sorry, but it's literally a quiet place, but with your eyes instead of like your ears, basically.
I'm just imagining it's basically
it's-
the reverse of the Weeping Angels in Doctor Who.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly reverse Weeping Angels. It's instead of you have to look at them, it's you can't look at them. So essentially, the entire movie, the characters are blindfolded, or they use some like method so they can't see, like they block the windows, or they like paint the windows black and stuff like that. And they go through. They're trying to survive in the town and in the forest, using all these different methods of survival and all that. I'm trying to be vague so it's not major spoilers for whoever's watching. But
Yeah.
somebody made it became a trend for a brief time where people would blindfold themselves in real life or just close their eyes and try to do tasks. So somebody actually got into a car accident because they blindfolded themselves while driving a truck.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
and-
This is what makes me so angry.
Not to
Like,
mention
it's
one
like-
of the
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
one of the Paul brothers did that. I think it was Jake Paul.
All right, excuse me. I'm just gonna. Where's the nearest cushion? I need to rent into a cushion for a second. What the fuck are you fucking
I'm just
It is the Paul brothers. What the fuck do you expect?
that
Jeez.
is irritating. I don't know. It's just stupidity
It's so
at its
stupid.
finest.
And
It's
what's
just people being dumb. That's it.
here's the bigger issue with with it as well is that it kind of really badly misrepresents the film. I haven't seen the film, but like I've heard very good things about it, and
I
I
haven't.
bet you anything. I'm just saying, if someone died doing this challenge, the movie would have just been tainted with that forever, pretty much. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it's the same with the Dark Knight Rises. I don't. Did you hear about what happened with during
Oh
that?
yeah,
when
the
someone was out?
the show
Yeah.
at the cinema where like a 6-year-old kid died. Yeah, I remember that. Hearing that when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that movie's kind of tainted with that horrible event.
Well, I mean,
Forever
it's a
now.
pretty weird film to begin with.
Yeah. It's the same with Bird Box. I'm happy that no one is dead, but the fact that kids, just fucking degenerate kids, are blindfolding themselves and driving, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand why we live in a world where like, oh, here's this movie. Let's make a trend of this that may end us up getting killed, or
Yeah.
Called
injured.
millennials.
I don't really understand even the concept of why it's fun. It sounds like something that little children would think of. Like, oh,
TikTok.
let's
Hey, Dad, how about we
Oh,
just
jeez.
blindfold ourselves for the whole day and drive cars, yeah?
Yeah, well, like when I was a little kid, I did dumb stuff as well, but nowhere to this extent. Like it's just it's
I jumped out of
it's
a
a
car.
lack.
When
it's
I was a kid, I
lack of
thought Back to the
common
Future was
sense.
based on a true story.
That's okay. That's good. Okay.
I just thought it was funny.
Well, I
It's like-
jumped out of a car when I was like 4, and
Oof.
now I got a Anakin scar on my face. So yeah,
That's okay.
What the?
It's like
Um,
I don't know. It's just a lack of common sense, and I don't know if it's like some of these people who have engaged in this thing. It's very minor things like, oh, like trying to navigate your house blindfolded. That's fine. But driving a car, like these people are adults that have a driver's license, that have gone through classes and tests to get this license, and they're like, oh yeah, no, this is something that I should do. This is,
Mm.
and as far as I know, the people who did these the one who did the car challenge wasn't intoxicated or high or anything. They had a completely clear mind.
No, they didn't. If they're doing this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, what was going through their head when they did that? Like, what do you even say when you do something like that? Like, oh yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to drive a vehicle blindfolded.
I'm gonna pretend to be
obviously.
Genshi off Mortal Kombat and drive a car.
It's I don't know. It's
Well, it's like, well, with people like the Paul brothers, they don't help with the situation either. Now we all know that Jake Paul or Logan Paul's fan base is
Piece of shit.
primarily kids, right? And considering how dumb kids are getting, well, I won't say every single kid, but just the vast majority of kids getting, becoming dumb. It's like a virus, They're like, oh, here's this thing, I might actually do it, and when they do it, their friends will do it, and when their friends do it, their friends will do it. It's just a continuous, fucking stupid ass activity. I'm just gonna call it fucking trend. That I don't understand why they just don't think, hang on, I may actually put my life in danger for doing this to get clicks and views.
I'm just gonna start the Thanos challenge, where I just kill as many people as I can. I just kill like half the world population. That's a great challenge.
Yeah, I mean, people have always done dumb shit. Like, that's just kind of a thing that we do, and
we've all done
kind
it.
Yeah, it's unavoidable that someone at some point in their life will do something stupid, and that that is kind of the learning process. Like, teenagers will do dumb stuff because that's how they learn. It's just, but this is taken a little too far. Like, yikes!
Yikes, boys!
Yeah,
there's some dumb stuff.
What the
it's
fuck
all
are you thinking?
also like, do you remember last year where a guy actually got killed?
Yeah. No, it's just it's a bit fucked up. Like, it really is. Like, I don't understand how these trends even become trends. I don't even know. It boggles my mind that people think of these things as like, oh yeah, no, this is a good idea, calling the police on somebody just for fun.
I got a new challenge. How about we try and drive cars without steering wheels?
Yeah.
This
is true.
Everyone knows how I feel about Battle Royale, so I won't repeat myself.
Yeah. Anyway, if we're done with the bird box challenge, we can move on.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right. What's the next one then?
All right. The next one he suggested was talking about the Bungie Activision split. I don't care. That's not really like the thing about it. Like, pardon?
Oh, sorry. No, you go.
The thing I was going to say about it is just like, I really don't care, because just like, I don't really think this is going to redeem Destiny. Like, because Destiny's, like, as far as I see it, it's like too far gone, and also like Activision isn't like 100% responsible for like everything that happened. Like, Bungie made quite a few mistakes too, and it's just like the same people who made Bungie as great as it was no longer work at Bungie, so it's just a case of like, this, like, okay, yeah, this is the start to something good, but at the same time it's just like, I can't really see anything, like, I don't really see anything good like immediately happening because of this.
Yeah, no, exactly. My one thing that people seem to not like understand, because it's understandable that people make this mistake, but people say, oh, Bungie's away from Activision now, and now they're gonna make games just like Halo. Like, they're gonna make another kind of science fiction game like Halo, and people are excited about it. But the thing about that is, all the people who continued making Halo games are now at 343.
Or not at 343.
Well, yeah.
And if I could just jump on this. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. If I could jump on this, ever since the split happened, everyone's been saying, "Oh, Bungie can now make Halo." It's just like,
no, they can't. They don't have the license anymore.
Exactly.
They're not under
and Halo Follower is a good example of that.
They're not under contract to work.
Halo Follower, like, I don't mean to shit on that YouTube channel, but I do not think he is deserving of the amount of subscribers and the amount of like followers that he has.
He's like one of the most subscribed Halo
Because
YouTube channels. Like
He is, and it really worries me because the amount of damage that he's indirectly causing is immense. Like, I talk to people in real life, and then they tell me, "Oh, it's fantastic. Have you heard? 343 might buy up Bungie, and they're gonna make Halo games again." Where did you hear that? Oh, it's some guy. I think he was
On
like,
YouTube.
yeah, some guy on YouTube. Well, no, that's not true at all. That's just speculation. And then they're like upset, and they're like, well, why would somebody lie about that? What I mean by the whole 343 and Bungie thing is that it's like when Bungie left to go make Destiny, a few of the people from the original Bungie Halo team went to go and start 343 Industries with Microsoft,
Like
because
Frank,
Microsoft,
like Frank O'Connor.
yeah, like Frank O'Connor and all that. So, yeah, like people who say, "Oh, 343 isn't the Halo people." Well, it literally is. Like, it's a good chunk of the team is the same people. And I'm a lot more optimistic this time around for Halo Infinite. I was a bit skeptical about Halo 5 when it was coming out, but I think Halo Infinite's going to be a great game. They have the lead art director from Halo Wars 2 doing the, like, he's the main guy doing the art now. So that means like all the good stuff's coming back.
And I saw something that No Life retweeted. It was something about 343 admitting their mistakes.
They and they made a post for Halo 5. It seems more like an experiment because they hired people that hated Halo to help make the game.
Wait, that was actually true? Because I've heard people
That was
saying that for
actually true.
years.
No,
Yeah.
that was actually true. They hired people that hated Halo because they wanted to see what kind of game they could make. Because they were still at that time, because when Halo 4 came out, it was you either hated it or you either loved it. So what they went with is, let's make this more like more different. Let's make this a more different Halo game. So that's why they made even more changes than Halo 4 did. They made more and more changes because it was like almost an experiment. But
Frankenstein's monster, more like.
yeah, exactly. And when you look back in the past, when Halo 5 first came out, like the initial first few months, people were loving it. Like, most people were loving it. There's a lot of... Yeah, like the general consensus, because I remember like being there in the forums and stuff. Of course, there was like controversy and stuff, but overall, like on YouTube, people were making videos. People were saying it's fun. It was like this new firefight game mode's crazy. It's awesome and stuff like that. But now people are starting to be like, okay, we need some changes quick. So that's what Halo Infinite is, I guess. They're like, okay, we're listening to the feedback and we're making.
Well,
a game.
here's the thing, right? And I haven't really touched on this that much, really, but like the two main things that I just hate about Halo 5 is what they did to Cortana and the fact that there was barely any chief in the game. Now onto the Cortana stuff. If they did like a thing where like she came back, but like she was almost begging for help because someone was, controlling her, like, I don't know, a new version of 343, like taking over her or whatever, and she came back and she was basically leaving messages behind, begging for help, similar to Halo 3, when she left like those little messages, but like, instead of just making her an outright bad guy, you could have done something where like she was desperate, and then that would have driven Chief, more to help her and everything like that. And I don't believe in the whole love story. It isn't really confirmed it is a love story.
I hope it's not. Like,
it's
a bit weird.
Yeah, like even hidden it. The funny thing is though is like there is something between them. There is something, but I don't think it's love. I just think it's a pure compassion.
They want to butt fuck each other.
Oh, jeez. The way I see it, it's like, not necessarily like a friendship, but it's not just like it's almost like a family thing, because
Friends
I don't
with
know.
benefits.
Oh jeez. I
More
see
than
it- I-
friends.
Oh boy. Like there's something there, but I'm just not sure what it
You
is.
got
Yeah.
a friend in
I
me.
mean, like the only other thing I can add is that Hidden Experience just literally just released a video yesterday. I was basically explaining like the 38 days of what happened to Cortana and the Gravemind, and there was some nasty shit that happened
They
during
fucked
those
each other.
38 days. Shut
Oh
up.
No.
Yeah, like Hidden Experience goes into like detail on how like when the Gravemind was searching through her data files, he finds out stuff about Chief, and he's like, "Oh, so
You found a
John
registry.
is what you call him." Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then he goes into like detail about like how she would feel about John, and would he miss her, and who would take care of him, and all that sort of business. So
His mama.
there's clearly something going on.
I feel like if anything, it's more of like a friendship, but also like almost like a mother kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly like a motherly thing. I don't know. It's just because of the few lines in Halo 4 when Cortana makes her leave. I don't know. It's
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
mate,
just-
they totally want to butt fuck each other.
oh my gosh, you're a monster.
yeah.
Oh,
But like
boy.
I just didn't like what they just did to her in 5, because it completely just destroys
Yeah.
on pretty much what she stands for. I get it, she's
It's-
an AI, but she's an
Yeah.
advanced AI.
It's
Very advanced,
her-
if you know what I'm
There's a
talking
bunch
about.
of theories.
Fuck off, you
There's
weeaboo.
There's a bunch of theories going on, and I completely understand where people are like really pissed off about the changes, and I am too. But like 343 wrote themselves into a huge ditch, lore-wise and story-wise, like a massive ditch that's gonna take like at least a game and a few books to like dig themselves out of, like this whole AI uprising thing. Like it's gonna be a big yikes.
It's not fucking Terminator, alright?
Yeah,
Dun,
it's
dun, dun,
like I think this I can see a bit of a shift already happening with some of the books and stuff. The way that they're doing it is really good. I can't remember which book it is. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it shows a glimpse into like I think it's like Halo Bad Blood, as well as a couple of other books. But it shows what happens after the whole Cortana thing, and it is like, wow, there's people like left to die drifting in space, and there's just like all kinds of shit that's going on. And that kind of stuff is like interesting. Like it almost reminds me, I think somebody said it best, it almost reminds them of like Dead Space. Like just like this horrific dread of like nobody's here to save us and we are literally going to die in space.
One of my,
like
I think it's a fucking awesome story, because it just shows the Halo universe in a different light. The Mona Lisa storyline.
Oh yes.
Never heard of it. I don't read the book.
You need to watch it. It's so good.
It's
Halo
so
the
good.
Mona Lisa. It is literally one of my favorite Halo pieces of media, and that was made by 343. Evidently, like that. There you go. Like the things that they can make, huh?
I only play the
Fellas?
games. That's it.
Oh,
Here's the thing, right? If you love Dead Space, you're gonna love the Mona Lisa.
I loved
You
Dead
will,
Space
like-
about 7 years ago. I haven't loved it since.
Oof. It's so.
It makes me want a horror game from Halo. It just makes me want one.
Wasn't
It
the only one
does.
with Combat Evolved? The
Yeah.
library was scary enough.
I'm
boy.
talking like horror. Because the stuff that they showed in the Mona Lisa, if they put that in the games, like the mainline games, instant, 18 rating, instant.
Oh yeah.
Um,
But like, considering I love, like horror movies from the 80s, it also just reminded me of The Thing as well.
What about
Yeah, John
Alien?
Carpenter's.
What about Alien, man?
That as well, yeah. Alien.
And
definitely.
Alien, but
Yeah,
know,
man.
that I have to admit, like when I was watching the Mona Lisa, like the film, I was watching it in the dark, and I was actually legitimately scared by it because the art style was so grotesque, and
Yeah.
like the sound designs,
Yeah.
it was just brilliant. I fucking loved it.
Like if it wasn't animated in that way and was like live action or 3D animated or even like a cutscene render, it would be like, oh fucking hell, like that would be a whole different level of
Or a
of
game.
everything.
Yeah.
Or a game, yeah. It would just be
Yeah,
like,
okay. People would
yikes.
say, "Oh, it's just basically Dead Space first person."
Well, hey, Dead Space was supposed to be System Shock, so hey, it's technically a ripoff of System Shock.
Gasp.
'Cause Dead Space
Um,
3, Dead Space was originally going to be System Shock 3.
I did hear something about that.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say
yeah.
this. Like, sorry to kind of interrupt, but like around I've been trying to say this for around 15 minutes. Around 15 minutes ago, the audio kind of cut out. Just thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't know if you heard me. I did say like sorry, I don't want to interrupt or something, but it's just a case of like I just thought I'd let you know. I've been trying to say that for 15 minutes, but I thought I wouldn't really. I don't really want to be rude.
Oops, my bad.
Okay, one thing on Halo because I don't want
Yeah,
this to
get
become
back to it. I just wanted to let you know.
Halo the podcast. I think what Halo just really needs to do is to branch off to different audiences or just make different games. I suggested on Twitter that they
Well,
should
if they
make
can't
like
make main
a.
games, if they can't make good main games, how do you expect them to make good other games?
Well, no,
That's a major burn.
what I meant was that basically, they can still make the main games and all that, but like do different, different other stuff, like a 2D side scroller shooter, like something like from like Metal Slug or something like
So,
that,
so you want them to be Metroid? Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Somebody
Just make a Metroid game then.
Somebody
Oh,
actually
fuck.
mentioned that. I think it was the Act Man said he wanted to see a Metal Slug style Halo game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
I wouldn't mind that as kind of like an arcade thing that's like sort of kind of like Halo Fireteam Raven in the sense that it's like in an actual arcade. But yeah.
Or what if they include it in a similar way to how they included Dead Ops Arcade in Black Ops as just a mini game in Halo Infinite?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
I
my
think they
gosh,
should do that.
Could you imagine if you like got like all the terminals or something? You could play like a 30-minute mini pocket-sized like Metal Slug Halo. That would be so wow.
That'd
Or
be
an entire
fun.
game, or an entire game completely,
Exactly,
just within the mainline Halo game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe I know this might sound really stupid, but like, do you remember the Mega Bloks game that they were going to make?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I remember that.
I would have bought that. I really would have, because it's.
I would have bought it and then played it and then, yeah.
Well, if it had like good replay value, I'd just keep going back and playing it. But like, they could have just released that. They could have. Because it's Halo for kids, and I know that
Halo isn't for kids, boy.
no, Halo isn't for kids, but like, not I wouldn't say kids, but like, all right, I will say kids, but like, 10 to, I guess 20-year-olds or
The games are rated
older,
M for
they
mature.
do- Yeah, but kids don't give a shit about that,
Yeah, but it's rated M for mature. It's not intended for kids, boy.
Well, that's what I mean about them making, a Mega Bloks game, or at least a less violent version of Halo. But
Let's
it
make
just
a
has
kids version of
nothing
The
to do with.
Godfather.
Oh, jeez.
Oh god.
Not gonna happen.
I honestly, it's sad to see Telltale Games go because I wanted them to make a Halo Telltale game. Like
Yeah.
I know that's bizarre for me to say that. Some people disagree, but genuinely, I think they could make. Because like obviously, it's not like Telltale Games chief goes to pick up some chips
Chief in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I genuinely think they could make some interesting stuff that wouldn't make a good classic Halo game, like a first-person shooter, but as like a narrative-driven Halo story with like point-and-click adventure aspects, like a Telltale game. I think, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that they could do with that.
My problem, I'm look. I just didn't like Telltale's gameplay style. Just the point and click aspect just throws me
There's
off.
better point and click games out there.
There's
Yeah,
better ones.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not a huge fan of Telltale, but I mean
Neither am
like
I.
something in that style where it's like not a shooter game, but it's like a story-driven, character-driven narrative that's like, yeah.
The problem
Have
I
you guys
had
seen-
with like their games was that like it was just recycled over and over again.
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons why
Yeah.
the company fell. Is actually because one of the main reasons is that they failed to evolve. That was actually one of the main reasons the company fell.
Yeah. I mean, like if they made a first-person shooter, but it was narrative-driven, it added.
Press
it
A
would've
to fire the
added-
gun.
It would have added some variety to their library of games, and instead of just being point-and-click games, they were
Yeah.
just copy and pasted with just different character models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. So moving away from the Halo, this
We were on
isn't
that for a long
Halo
time,
the
actually.
podcast.
I don't know.
Article 13.
Article 13. No, I'm kidding. Jeez, I don't know. My opinion. I'm the kind of person who has an opinion, but is always open to change it when I'm presented with new information. I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
normal thing to do. But it's we'll just have to see how it goes, I guess, when it comes
Yeah.
to these kinds of things.
And no, like Article 13 ain't gonna happen, boys. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Because if it does happen, we're basically becoming North Korea.
Well, if it does happen, I'd like to think people would protest against it, like, because a majority of the people that, like, there was a thing done, I don't know, a test or something. I read it, like, almost a year ago when Article 13 first came out, but it was like most of the people voting for it are, like, older generations that aren't really sure about the effects of Article
Paul
13.
McCartney. Paul McCartney.
Oh jeez. The way it's done is it's like, oh, it's protecting people from stolen content. Like, oh, you can't steal people's content. And people are like, "Oh, that's great. I'm contributing to protecting people's content." And that sounds great. There's literally nothing wrong with that. But it's like
Yeah.
that's destroying a lot of content creators on a bunch of platforms, as well as many other things. Like, it's super damaging.
But there's been more evidence to suggest that it just isn't happening because.
Yeah.
So here's a couple of things. The dumbass that voted for it, he actually came out and said that he actually didn't know what he was voting for.
Jeez.
So, another good, reason why the EU, Parliament isn't exactly the greatest at the moment because they don't know what they're voting for. Therefore, it could be completely detrimental. The creator of the internet, I can't remember his name. He knows about it. He's completely against them. So,
Well, yeah.
the creator of the
It's-
internet,
Yeah.
that's pretty big. And now they've just delayed it, like we discussed earlier, because there's a major guy. I can't remember what kind of name he's called, but basically a major guy. But basically, what happened was they know of the, they thought that look, people don't care about it. Now they do, and now because of it, they've delayed it. They've now delayed it, but it's like a major thing that they've delayed it to the point where it's gone back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
So it isn't happening. It just isn't happening because if it does, you're basically becoming North Korea.
Yeah.
And
I-
You're getting way too political.
Over there.
Yeah. I'd like to think that if anything did happen, theoretically speaking, people would realize how damaging it is, and then they would protest against it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, if people are so angry about a sports game to the point of where they would take to the streets, I'd like to think people would be angry enough about Article 13 that they would take to the streets.
Hmm.
If it did become a situation
Yeah.
where,
Oh,
where it was that bad.
Realistically, it isn't happening. Let's just leave it at that. Realistically,
Yeah.
it isn't happening. Fight for it, of course, because now they know that people hate it. So keep pounding them while they're down. That's it.
Yeah,
So move on. Moving on.
that's that. That's that. All right.
all right.
boy.
So, any other things we wanted to talk about?
Max Payne 3 is the greatest game ever made.
Fuck you.
Oh man.
Um,
You do
boy.
know that, like, you do know that I'm gonna really annoy you with that.
Yeah, I know. Until the video comes out, in which case, stop doing that.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I'm currently working on 2 videos. Okay, I guess this is a slight update about my channel, I guess. I'm currently working on 2 videos, one of them being a video on Max Payne, which I've been teasing for over 6 months now, and then the other one is on a bunch of Godzilla games that people want me to do reviews on.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah,
The
so
God-
that's about it.
All right. I don't know when I'm going to be ready to make videos again. I don't know. I'm not cancelling my YouTube channel. Fuck no.
I mean,
I
we're
just
still doing
don't
the
know.
Matrix videos together, aren't we?
Yeah, I just need more info on that. That's all. Just how we're going to go about it.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what we could talk about. Fucking John Wick Chapter 3 trailer.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, ninjas on motorbikes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck yeah,
Oh,
dude.
let's not mention that a dumbass threw a knife at him, failed. He picked up the knife and threw it at the guy's head.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the trailer looks really good. I mean, obviously it's fucking John Wick, so what do you expect? Although actually, I did see there was this one interview with the director, like immediately after the trailer came out, and he said like a bunch of interesting stuff is going on behind the scenes, like how like they're having issues like cutting like certain stuff out of the movie to the point where like the cut they have of the movie like right now is around 2 hours and 46 minutes.
I'm alright
Wow.
with it. Fuck, I'd watch it if it was 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean like
3.5 hours.
the John Wick movies are known for having a lot of footage cut out of them. Like the first movie had around 40 minutes of footage cut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was originally going to be 2 hours 20 minutes. It was cut down to 1 hour 40 minutes, mostly because the stuff they cut just didn't really do anything. Just didn't really add anything to the story.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
yeah, they only put in the movie what's necessary. But yeah, they also explained why John Wick is on a horse in the trailer. The reason why is because they took a trip to New York and they found this like horse barn or whatever in like the middle of New York, and they were just like, oh, that's a perfect idea for John Wick 3. He just runs into a horse barn. They actually have those in New York. I'm being dead serious.
That's awesome.
Speaking of like Keanu Reeves, did you see that Replicas movie?
I was going
yet?
to, but I don't know if I'll see it anytime soon.
I'll
Have
tell
you-
you what we should. I'll tell you what you should fucking watch because of how shit it is. But it's a Keanu Reeves movie, Man of Tai Chi.
I've seen that. It's shit.
Oh my god! I watch the ending fight scene all the time just because of how terribly choreographed it is and just how terribly shot it is.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking! And poor Henry is just sitting here like, what the fuck is a Man of Tai Chi?
Yeah. No,
I
Henry's
have
just sitting here. He's just sitting here to like, guys, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Honestly.
It's all good.
2013 had a weird obsession with Man of. Just a weird. There was Man of Steel, and then there was Man of
why
Tai
isn't
Chi.
it woman off? Why isn't it girl off?
Oh jeez.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, you actually sounded like James McAvoy's character from Split for a second.
Okay.
Oops. James McAvoy, is that you? Please eat me out.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
What the
This
fuck?
is goodness. This is all right.
I don't want to hear that ever again, Baggy.
Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
What
The beast can eat me out any
business
day.
is this? What the fuck?
Goodness.
Watch the movie, you'll understand.
This is a cursed cursed podcast.
I don't want to hear that ever again, Baggy.
Says the one that retweets anime shit.
Ooh, those are fighting words.
To be fair,
To be fair, here's a like run away. There's like footsteps like.
I couldn't think of a rebuttal.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. I
I
mean,
just like
I had-
anime. Shut up, dude.
I follow somebody who retweets
fuck.
things on my timeline, and I'm just like, they're really nice to me, so I don't want to like unfollow them. But I mean, like, I don't know. What if somebody like, what if they're trying to get a job, like found Twitter, and like, huh? How about that?
You know what really annoys me with like artists, on Twitter is that you really like their stuff, but then next thing you know, they retweet something that is just extremely not suitable for work, and you're just like, I don't want to see that.
I do that all the time,
It's just like,
I have one
I get
follower on Twitter. His name is Assassin Wolf, and he says himself he's afraid of it that his parents might see his Twitter timeline because of me and because of the stuff I retweet and all that. He said to me personally, he is deeply afraid because he's scared that he might get banned off the internet
Oof.
because of me.
Let's get an oof in the chat, fellas.
And also, because of the whole Gemmy Xperia joke that I started a few weeks ago, people have actually made jokes about trying to send Hidden Xperia a body pillow of the Flood.
Oh my!
Yes.
I
What a
mean,
concept.
What have I done?
I mean, you could send me a body pillow of Cortana. I wouldn't mind that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Fuck off.
I'll be her.
Out of curiosity, have any of you been to a convention?
Yes.
Nope.
What kind, if you don't mind me asking?
I've been to a few. I went to a Comic-Con convention, I went to an anime convention, and then that was about it.
All right.
I mean, the issue is that I went there and I stood out I was not like anyone else around there. I just looked like a complete fucking idiot around me. So like I just stood out like a sore thumb. Like this guy clearly does not belong here.
I think you know where I'm going with this regarding body pillows and conventions.
Where have you been?
The amount.
Where have you been?
I've been to a few conventions in my time. And I try to go to a few.
Where have you been?
1 or 2 years. I went to one in Vancouver, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, or Canada,
Right.
British Columbia, Vancouver. Anyway, I went to Anime Revolution. It was interesting. I'm not huge on anime. Like I've seen a few in my time. I like to be open-minded and I like to experience.
But we know what kind of anime you're into. Jummy Xperia hentai.
Oh jeez.
Fuck off.
It's the things that people sold at booths were like it was like, I don't know, it was an experience. It was an experience. That's it was like
That's the word you describe it as. It was an experience.
It was an experience. I don't know. Like it was. There was people lined up for these things. There was people,
Tell me what they were.
getting real excited. Oh, just all kinds of things. It's like it was like what Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Like that scene where they walk in and there's like the trees of candy and there's like the chocolate fountain.
And you'll see.
It was like
in a
it was like that, but with like. Oh jeez, it was that, but with like body pillows and just like hentai posters. And, like, there was just some stuff that's like that should not be sold. There were children and families, and I was like, I didn't know what were they expecting going to an anime convention. What do they expect?
The seller wasn't by any chance a fat, greasy dude, was it?
Actually, a good chunk of them were young females. Young females.
Oh, fucking
And
hell!
they-
Sign
they-
me the fuck up. I need a date.
there were very young females that were selling hentai posters, and it was, you know what? Hey, you know what? If that's how you want to make money, who am I to judge? Who am I to
Can't
judge?
breathe, honestly.
Oh yeah, but by the way, was one of the experiences of Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop asking you to go in the back room of her?
Oh, gee.
Guys, give me a second. I
Actually,
honestly can't breathe. I think I'm dying.
jeez, one of the most interesting things that I've ever seen at a convention was a speed dating thing.
Fuck is
So it's like it's mostly a joke. It's mostly a joke. Like essentially you go into this booth thing and you enter like your name and your number and your credentials and whatever they need. I personally have never been in one because I'm a taken man, thank you. Sorry,
you.
Oh my god!
ladies.
Oh my god! Oh my! No life. Did you hear that? He's taken. Get your flash.
shit.
Get your flash.
Um,
Get your flashlights, boys.
I'm gonna
boy.
have to cancel the gangbang with Henry. Then I thought you liked me, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, little one. Fucking.
fuck am I
So,
doing?
it was. It's from what I understand. You enter your name and your sexuality and and they hook you up with a group of people that are of a similar matching,
And they
you
all
just
have a
sit
gangbang.
down. No, you just say no. You just sit down and you just talk with them. That's it. You just go in a private booth and you just talk with them for like 10 minutes. You just talk and then it ends and then you move on to the next one and then at the end you if you are interested in any of these people, you can talk with them. That's it. It's like in real life Tinder. That's it. And you just rush through these people. It's mostly just for fun, but it's like
I wouldn't
interesting.
last. I wouldn't last 2 seconds. I can't even bring myself to talk to a girl.
Oh boy, people. I was with a group of
I am
friends.
Mr. Lonely.
Oh boy, I was with a group of friends, and they were like, "Henry, you should totally do it, you won't." And I'm like, "No, no," because it's like, yikes. I mean, if I was single, I might do it for just like shits and giggles, but like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
No, it kind of reminds me of this one time when I was in fucking like school, and then we for a joke we had there was like this like one like website where like you did certain tests on it, and there was like this one like suicide test on it, and I thought for a joke I'll just put yes on every question it asks and see what the
hell.
result is, and at the end of it literally just says, "We think you are suffering from severe mental health issues. Please contact the Suicide Lifeline immediately."
Yikes.
Yikes!
Oh my goodness.
I just did it for shits and giggles, honestly.
Yeah. Oh boy. Conventions are fun. They really are.
Yeah,
but
they are.
There's some really interesting experiences. People. So I did a cosplay. My
Stop
first.
saying
cosplay.
experiences. Damn it!
That's the best way I can explain it. It's just
Yeah,
an
that's
experience.
no. Honestly, it's funny, and honestly, I can't laugh anymore. I'm actually having trouble breathing right now, to be honest.
Good.
That
I'm
was-
glad.
That was too funny, honestly. I
I'm
actually
glad
felt like I
can
was
make
going to
people
die.
laugh. I'm glad I make people laugh.
Just say.
No, the
Actually,
funny thing is, I was
actually,
reading.
no, incident will be worse. Incident will be worse.
No, it's funny. I was reading the story about this. I was reading the story about this guy who, like, in 1975, there was this one guy who died watching his favorite TV program. He died of laughter. He died
my
from
goodness.
he died of a heart attack from laughing so hard, and so his wife, after the funeral, decided, I'm going to send a letter to the people who made the TV program and be like, "Thanks for making my husband's last moments enjoyable."
Wow. I actually think I
Oh,
remember reading that.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
That's kind of nice, actually. That's kind of sweet.
yeah,
in
but at the same time,
in some way.
it's why
it's
I'm afraid
sad.
to laugh really hard because I'm always afraid I'm going to die.
Oh jeez.
This might sound so stupid, but I was afraid of laughing so hard because of the a scene from Who Framed Roger Rabbit when like the two gangster cartoons laugh so hard that they end up dying and their souls just come out.
Oh my.
You fucking serious?
I was like 5, but then
I
I
was 6
realized
when I
it's
saw Alien.
Whoa.
I was
I
6 when I
was-
saw Terminator.
I was 7 when
Goodness.
I saw The Sixth Sense. I couldn't sleep for 3 weeks. That is actually
boy.
true. I couldn't actually sleep for 6 weeks.
No,
No,
I
not
couldn't
6
sleep
weeks.
for I couldn't
Not
sleep for
6
2
weeks,
months when I
3
saw
weeks.
Alien.
Sorry.
yeah, I was with.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep for 3 weeks after watching The Sixth Sense because I was so traumatized by it.
Honestly, horror movies don't
Um,
scare me anymore.
Yeah, same
Well,
here.
scary is subjective, but like when you're 9 years old and your dumbass dad decides to put on the fucking Sixth Sense and say it's a comedy, when it's
Oh my gosh, family-friendly comedy, excellent.
Yeah, The Sixth Sense is a comedy. Saw is a comedy. Friday the 13th is a comedy.
yeah,
Jeez.
I actually could not sleep for like 2 weeks. And it traumatized me that bad. Like I couldn't look into a corridor or my closet for like weeks because I just
Wow.
thought there'd be something there. Because there's just this really horrible scene in The Sixth Sense where like the main character's in his tent and like there's a ghost in there and like, it's spewing all this gross shit out of its mouth. And I just thought something similar to that was going to happen. But obviously, nothing happened because that was just my mind playing tricks. And
The man's
Yeah.
playing tricks on me. Dun, 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 dun,
Until I
dun,
watched,
dun, dun, dun.
until I watched Jim Carrey's version of A Christmas Carol, which is the
Oh, jeez.
CGI motion capture movie, and I was traumatized even more. Ugh.
Oh boy.
No,
2009, the year I was traumatized.
I was
Never forget.
traumatized. I was traumatized when I came out the womb.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, honestly, right now I feel really drunk, even though I haven't been drinking. Because just like I have no memory of how we actually started this podcast. I have no memory of anything past like 10 minutes ago.
That
By
is
the way, how long have
A-okay.
we been recording for? 'Cause I'm just
I have
curious.
no idea.
Probably like an hour and a half.
Probably a good 2 hours. Who knows?
Fuck.
It's a mystery.
No, we couldn't
Okay.
have been doing it for 2 hours. It's like an hour and a half. Yeah, probably.
All right. Do you think we should maybe call it a day? Maybe.
Oh no. What else could we talk about?
I mean, I did my first cosplay a
Yeah,
while
we
ago.
did the fucking boy.
Somebody, oh wait, I posted it on my Twitter. Have you guys seen it by any chance?
Yes.
I got a friend to make it with me. It's my first costume that I've ever made.
Yep.
Somebody thought I was from Undertale.
What the fuck?
So like a mother with like 3 kids came out to me and were like, "Wow, I really like your costume. Are you from Undertale?" And I'm like,
No.
no." And they're like, "Darn, we wanted to take some pictures, but since you're not from Undertale, guess not." And I'm like, "All right."
Since you're from Undertale,
At least
since you're from
she's
Undertale, get the
cultured.
fuck out.
Here's the thing. At least she's cultured.
I see you're a man of culture as well.
No, she was probably no. I'm just imagining like she just comes up, she's like, "Oh, you're from Undertale, aren't you? I'm an old granny.
You're Sans Undertale.
You're Sans Undertale, aren't you?
Oh my god.
I hear about it from my grandkids all the time.
Oh god.
This
They make me my
what I'm
tea."
what I'm about to say is
I-
going to drive you up the fucking wall.
Okay.
Who? Me or Henry?
There, all of us, both of you. There's this clip that I watched on YouTube of the Graham Norton show. It's like where celebrities go on and talk about their thing. And Gary Oldman was on there, and Graham Norton goes, "So you are the voice in Call of Duty?"
Oh yeah, I saw
And-
that.
Yeah, the woman that's sitting next to Gary Oldman. I get it. Not everyone plays video games, but considering how massive Call of Duty is, you would have at least heard of it. So he goes, Gary Oldman goes into detail about how he voices Reznov and all that sort of business, and then she just goes, "What's Call of Duty?"
Oh my gosh.
and Gary Oldman just casually goes, "It's a shooting game," and like she just has like this just like confused expression, and I'm just like, oh god, here we go.
Here's the
She
thought.
doesn't. No, it's just like considering that, like how I get it. Not everyone knows what Call of Duty is, but come on,
Then why are you
Nick.
complaining about it?
I just found it funny because I just thought it was relevant to what you were saying about, parents and all that. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
is that from
I've never heard of
Undertale?
Call of Duty. What is this shit?
Oh boy.
You know.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy Gary Oldman screaming Reznov dialogue at the
On the
employees.
land, shoot him! Yeah, Warcry, yeah.
Oh man, fucking COD, man. Fuck Black Ops for what they did to the fucking campaign for 4, or the non-existent campaign. Fuck.
I feel already drunk right now, honestly. We're just
Dude,
talking
I
about,
got-
like, Gary Oldman screaming, and then we're talking about fucking Call of Duty, and then, like, all this other stuff. I don't know.
I got a really bad headache.
I got a really bad headache the second we started. I mean, I literally, like, started recording this podcast right after finishing up recording footage for Max Payne 3 because I'm doing a review of it, which, as you know, I hate that game more than Hitler, so that didn't help. But now I literally feel like I've been drugged or something. I feel like I'm on weed right now.
Goodness.
And the fact
Oh.
is, I have some stuff covering the screen, and so the only thing in the Discord chat I can see is Baggy Spartan 117 saying, "I wanted to cut my dick off. It's so shit." That's literally the only thing I can see right now on the screen, and like,
I'm gonna have to ask for context. I'm gonna-
I
no
posted
context.
I posted a picture of the upcoming the poster for the upcoming
No,
live action
no, you didn't. I
Sonic
didn't.
movie. Oh, okay. Well, I made a comment to that.
Yeah, I want to cut my
Alright.
dick off. It's so shit. Oh yeah, okay. Since he wasn't on last
I
time,
thought-
we'll just ask him quickly. What's your thoughts on the Sonic movie?
uh,
I think it's all a troll. I think
Okay.
they're just lying to us.
It's not true.
There's
It's actually
no
real.
way.
It's real.
No, because
It's real.
let me finish, you motherfucker.
Fuck you then.
Fucking cover right fucking hell. I'm gonna fuck you up so fucking much. You'll fucking let it.
Yeah, I think it's all a troll, really, because the
It's not.
way that they're let me fucking.
jeez.
The way the official Twitter is going about it, right? They know that people are pissed, so they're basically capitalizing on it and going, "Hey, look, we know our movie's shit, so we're just gonna make all these memes about it." Like they're trying to replicate what
No, they're
the
not.
officials. Yes, fucking.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think it's
No,
all
they're
a hoax. I think they're just gonna release a trailer for like saying, "Hey, look, this is what Sonic actually looks like."
No, that's real.
because- We just have to wait and see. But the way they're acting about it, I think it's a troll. Because let's look at Sonic's history. It's mainly just memes. It's mainly just memes. of
They've
people
confirmed
taking
it's
the
real.
piss.
Oh no.
But what about misdirection?
Why the
Just
fuck
saying.
would they do? What the?
What if this was actually like an ad campaign to just piss off people and like get people to watch the movie? Like, holy shit, that would be like. Imagine that. Like, that is the greatest ad marketing campaign in human history.
Exactly.
If-
And good ad mounting equals good more butts in the seats.
Right. So honestly, I'm tired of hearing this shit right now from you, Baggy. Honestly,
Look at the
I've heard you
Look
say
at the
some crazy
Detective
shit
Pikachu.
before, but honestly,
Look
this
at the
is
de-
like next level shit. Honestly.
look at the
What
Detective
the
Pikachu
fuck?
movie. You know.
Right, I don't fucking get why they would do that, Baggy. Honestly, I'm really disappointed in you. Honestly, I mean, what?
Because it's
Oh my God.
fucking Sonic.
It's-
Sonic
it's
is a
Sonic,
running
but-
meme.
But I've heard you say some crazy shit these past couple months, or next to a year actually. But this right now, saying that they are purposely going to make Sonic look bad just to get attention, sounds fucking brilliant. Actually,
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Because Sonic's reputation is just built on jokes and self-awareness. That's basically what his career is. Instead of him being known for making great games, it's now because he makes shit games, but people make shit tier jokes about it. So why not capitalize on this? Capitalism works. So yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
I mean, as you know, it would be a very, again, you know, it's just speculation. It would be a very good marketing campaign, you know, just to completely piss everyone off, only to release a trailer that just makes the movie look absolutely incredible. Because just look at the poster, man. I mean, does that really?
In the bottom
Do you-
left corner, it says Sonic was here.
Yeah, like just look at that. Do you honestly think people are gonna see this?
If my movie's
Just
gonna
look at
bomb,
his-
then I can't keep go on living anymore. Goodbye, Tails. Goodbye, Knuckles.
Goodbye, Knuckles.
Knuckles.
And, like-
Did you see that video about that?
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I saw that. Even like in the Golden Globes, Jim, I think you might have seen this one. Jim Carrey was at the Golden Globes, and he mentioned to the announcers that he was just doing filming for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie,
Is
and
he
they basically
playing
just took the
Sonic?
piss. No, he's playing Eggman.
What?
Wait, Jim
The-
Carrey is actually Eggman? I thought that was a joke.
No, he's actually Eggman.
What?
He's
The
actually Eggman.
fuck?
Live
Were
action as well, not
they
CG.
thinking? Honestly, what a
This is
piece of
news
shit.
to me. This is news to me.
fuck.
Jim
It's been
Carrey.
it's been confirmed for almost like a year.
I thought that was a joke for like the longest time. Like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if Jim Carrey was Eggman in live action?
Let's have fucking John
No,
Cena as Duke
No,
Nukem.
it was real. But here's the funny thing: is that I saw it was a fan creation, but even as a fan creation, it actually looked really fucking good. But obviously, because it was a fan creation, fans can make things look better than the actual fucking movie itself. You know. Yeah. But look, I've
lost the will to live.
I think the whole thing with the Sonic movie is just basically to piss people off, only to then reveal, hey, look, this is what Sonic actually looks like, and here's what's actually happening in the movie. Enjoy. Oh yeah, sorry we pissed off pretty much the entirety of the Sonic fan base.
Well, then they can get sued for false advertising.
I mean, what other movies have done that before?
But they haven't.
Star Wars.
But if it was actually just false, like this, if none of this was true, then that would be actual false advertising, and they could get
True,
sued for
but
it.
well, like,
So
look
why
at
would they
Star
risk
Wars
it? Why would they
The
do
Force-
that?
Well, here's the thing. Look at Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
That's
It
not
was
false advertising.
no. With Luke being in the movie.
But that
Not-
wasn't
well,
false advertising. He was in the movie only for like 30 seconds. But it's not the same as.
Yes, but like so many articles are like saying, "Oh, Luke is definitely in the movie. He's gonna have a big part." Only for them to like.
Mark
go,
Hamill
"Oh, wait,
lost
no."
50 pounds for the role. He actually did, and then he was in the movie for like 30 seconds. Didn't even say a line.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but
Ugh.
man, companies. They're assholes.
Honestly, at this point, I have lost all shits to give. I'm just.
Oof.
I think after I had the laughter earlier, I think now I'm just like dead. Like I just. I've
You've
nothing.
given yourself a headache.
Yeah, I've given myself a
After
headache.
laughing so
Okay,
hard.
and yeah, we talked about all the time. Like, this funny because I feel like it feels like we've been doing this for 10 hours. We've only been doing this for like an hour and a half.
Oh man.
Yeah, it honestly feels
Epic.
I mean, like for me, I just want to start a conversation. Just have a conversation.
All right, let's
So,
have a
I mean,
conversation about
no.
Alan Wake. That's a great game, isn't it? Let's have a conversation about that. So,
Oh boy.
Alan Wake is still alive.
what?
Alan Wake is still alive.
Yes, we all know that.
That's it.
Except I have no
And I
idea
think-
what happened at the end of Alan Wake. It's been 9 years, and I still have no idea what happened.
Well, it kind of was explained it was a DLC.
Yeah,
but
it was a DLC. I never
was
played the
explained.
DLC. I still have no idea what happened at the end, and there hasn't been a sequel.
he got left, but he got left in the darkness. That's it.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's.
That's all it is.
Did,
I think it was in order for his wife to be saved, he had to sacrifice himself, which was to stay in the darkness forever, pretty much.
Sorry.
You even see at the end of the game, Alice,
I know,
swimming
but at the
out
same
with-
time, the ending of the game didn't make any sense.
it's left up to interpretation. I
I know,
guess.
but I understand
That's
it's supposed to be
Remedy
left
for
up to
you.
interpretation. But seriously, if it's getting to the point where I literally have no fucking idea what's happening in the last 15 minutes of the game, then yeah, did I miss something? I've played this game like 200 times and I don't think I did.
I mean, like I guess it's up to how you see it.
I don't know.
To me, I see it as him, trading his life for so that his wife could live.
I mean, Alan Wake was in development
it.
for 9 years, so clearly they must have thought this shit out for a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking hell, Alan Wake 2 probably never be a goddamn thing.
Actually, Sam Lake has confirmed that yes, we will see Alan Wake in this timeline.
But
In
even
this timeline.
there was like footage or like alpha gameplay of
Yes.
an Alan Wake sequel. It looked good, but I'm just like, you could have just saved that, You don't have to scrap the entire thing. You could just
It'll
use
probably
assets.
happen in a bit, alright? Just give it time. I mean, the thing is, alright, with Alan Wake, there's no rush to make it, okay? Because it took 9 years to make, and while it sold okay, but it wasn't like a huge success financially, and it took a long time to make, so it's just like there's no rush to make the sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, Remedy has Control coming out later this year, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll have to check it out anyway because it's Remedy.
PS4 fucking exclusive.
Oh, who cares? I have PS4. Who cares?
But aren't they owned by Microsoft?
No, they did contracted work for Microsoft. They weren't owned by Microsoft.
Oh shit! Oh man.
Yeah, Remedy has
Interesting.
never been owned by anyone. They've just done contract work. For example, Death Rally and Max Payne, they did contracted work for 3D Realms. Max Payne 2 contracted work for Rockstar. Alan Wake and Quantum Break was contracted work for Microsoft. It's just
So does that explain why they had so many troubles with the licensing with Alan Wake? Was because they just didn't have a publisher to support it?
Well, it's because some of the licensing of the music they had lost it over time, but now they got it back, so they're able to sell it digitally again.
Yeah, I don't understand that stuff because people are still buying it, therefore people who made the music are getting money for it. Isn't like, oh, the more money the better.
I don't know.
Yeah, I stupidly bought that game twice because when I heard that it was being taken down a couple of years ago, my disc was buggered, so I couldn't play it on my Xbox One, so I just bought it digitally. So
Yeah.
I know everyone's about don't buy things digital because stuff like Lego Lord of the Rings, but no, everyone was unsure. No one was sure what was going to happen. So better safe than sorry.
Yeah. I feel Henry hasn't talked in a while. I feel like he's gone.
I'm right here. I'm just listening.
All right.
No worries.
No worries, bro.
No worries, mate.
No worries, mate. Ha ha ha.
That's the funniest impression of a British accent I've ever heard.
Oh boy.
No worries,
Oh,
mate. Keep your
I thought
legs
you were-
straight when you hit the water.
Keep your legs straight.
When you hit the water.
I thought you were referencing Team Fortress 2 Sniper.
No,
Oh, I'm doing both. Oh boy,
just
I
take
love
any
Team
scene in a
Fortress 2.
movie where a character jumps into water and just put that over it.
Keep your legs straight when you hit the water.
Keep your legs straight. Oh my god.
Honestly, my neighbours are going to complain now because I've been laughing
What a-
so loud.
What about a game?
I'll just punch him
look
in
at
the
Call of
fucking face. I
Duty.
don't care.
Look at Call of Duty. You're constantly falling in water every single
Keep your
fucking
legs
second.
straight
of
when you hit
games.
the water.
Keep your son straight when he hits puberty.
Oh jeez.
Ooh, ooh.
It's gonna be a yikes for me, dog.
Here's a question about Alan Wake though, because
Oh, we're back to Alan
always
Wake now.
confused.
Okay.
Yeah. Was that game meant to be open world?
Yes, at one point, yes.
Because
It was basically meant to be open
if
world Max Payne, but that didn't turn out, so they decided to make it linear again.
I mean, it's kind of got open world segments, so like the big areas and stuff like that.
Oh, it's big.
It's just that when you, I don't know if you have the PC or Xbox version, but like
I
when
have
you
the
look
PC
on,
version.
okay, but all right. Well, basically on the Xbox 360's manual, if you look, I think it's either you look into it, but like it shows a map of Bright Falls, but it shows it in a way like that's similar to GTA. When you
Yeah, that's on
open
the
the,
PC version too, like the manual.
is it? Like I just thought, hang on. So is this an open world game or not? When I first bought it, you know.
Turns out it's not an open world game. It turns out they were full of shit.
Shit. But that's Remedy for you. They like to misguide people.
I mean, they
In-
made
in,
a they made a whole
in a
trailer about
positive way.
they made a trailer for Quantum Break, where it's literally just a collection of all the bugs in the game, and they tried to make it super serious. Like, in this game, you play as Jack Joyce, and he just starts screaming randomly, and his face is all bugged up.
Oh,
They
jeez.
the amount of different iteration of Quantum Break is quite interesting because the character model was completely different from the 2013 to the 2014.
Because they got a
Oh,
different
one
actor.
moment.
They got
I'm getting a phone call. 1 sec.
all right. Make sure it isn't Liam Neeson. Yeah,
Yeah,
the reason
go on.
why is because they got Bobby Drake from fucking X-Men to play him. In
Which
between.
is cool.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's gay in the comics now, but whatever.
Yeah, well, not to mention they also got, I think it was Pippin or Mary from Lord of the Rings. They got one of the cast members from Lord of the Rings to play the little dude in Quantum Break. I don't know which one it was, but I haven't played it, so I can't really say much.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Alright, was it Liam Neeson?
No. I
will
wish.
You. I will find you. I will kill you.
But but no, Quantum Break went through so many different versions.
So did Half-Life
Quantum-
2.
Yeah, true. But like Quantum Break was downgraded to shit. The 2013 trailer just looked really realistic,
Because it was CG.
and
It was a cinematic
yeah,
trailer.
I thought it was actual in-game graphics.
Nah, most of it's just like cinematic stuff.
I mean, like the in-game stuff for the the game that we got, it's not too bad, but it, could have done a little bit better.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Alan Wake's cinematics haven't aged one.
They have aged horribly.
Fuck me, Jesus Christ!
They have.
Alice just looks like a demon half the time. There's
Okay.
a really awkward moment where like she's laying on Alan's shoulder or whatever when he's telling her the story. She's just got her eyes open like she's just like a robot, and it's so
No, she looks like she's
fucking
having a
creepy.
Vietnam flashback. All around me are familiar faces.
I mean, Barry just looks like a fat version of Bill Murray.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a fat bloke, isn't it?
Okay, no, but like
No, seriously.
the main thing that pisses me off about Alan Wake's cutscenes is that it came out in 2010, which means the cutscenes were rendered in 720p, which looked fine back in 2010, but nowadays, since we have like 4K game or whatever, it just looks like shit. And Alan has a constant derpy face. He has Sylvester Stallone derpy face. Ugh.
Oh my god! I tell you what you should do for an edit is like, but I said how Barry looks like a fat Bill Murray. Just put Bill Murray's face on Barry's body, make him bald. That'll be funny. Sorry.
No.
There are right. Okay, it's certain shots where Barry looks like Bill Murray. He
How
doesn't
did
look
we
like
get
Bill
to this
Murray.
conversation?
Good question.
Because
We went from actual topics to just derpy faces in a fucking video game.
because Alan Wake is writing the story. Ooh.
Sam Lake is writing the story. Ooh.
Or you can write my story any day.
I don't know what you mean by that, and I don't want to even think about it, and I never want to hear that again.
Jeez. Oh boy.
Although what I do find funny is the fact that even Sam Lake kind of acknowledges the fact that Alan Wake's ending is confusing.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oh my, all right. I actually thought about it. Right, you may disagree with me on this, but like, I wouldn't mind. Again, really disagree with me on the other one. But if they made like an Alan Wake movie or an Alan Wake
No,
TV show,
no,
I wouldn't mind if they got Jake Gyllenhaal.
no. Fuck off.
He looks like Alan Wake. Though.
No, he doesn't. He looks nothing like
He
Alan
fucking
Wake.
does.
He looks.
He does.
He looks nothing like Alan Wake. All right. Okay. Okay. Listen.
Right, all right. Have a look at what he looks like in the new Spider-Man trailer.
Oh, because he looks like him in new
fucking
Spider-Man
Alan-
trailer. All right, listen here. All right, I'm gonna get 2 pictures of Alan Wake. I'm gonna get 2 pictures of Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'm gonna show you that nothing alike. All right. Here we go. Okay, just give me a second. In the meantime, all right, I'm just gonna tell you. No, I would not. Okay, I'll just talk about TV show in the meantime. No, don't make an Alan Wake TV show or movie. That is the shittest idea I've ever heard in my life. Don't fucking do that.
I'd fucking make one if I was a well-established director.
No, don't do it. Just don't do it. It won't end well.
Why not?
Because I'll kill you
How
if
do
you
you
try and do
know,
it.
though? What if I make it the greatest film ever made, though?
It won't be.
What if I make it the greatest film ever made?
It won't be. All right.
How do you know, though?
All right. All right. Jake Gyllenhaal. Let's see about this. All right. He looks nothing like Alan Wake. Why would they make a TV show about a story that could only work in a video game?
Well, it's similar to stuff like Twin Peaks and stuff like that.
It's yeah, but at the same
Um,
time, it's just like Alan Wake kind of has to be a video game. There's like no way it could be. Right, I'm gonna post these 2 pictures in the Discord now, because honestly, you are starting
Wait,
to
didn't-
dry.
actually, going back to like the Alan Wake TV stuff, didn't they make one?
No,
But it didn't have Alan Wake in it.
no. All right, here's a picture.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. It was just like a prequel to Alan Wake. It didn't have Alan Wake in it. It just had someone else who was going to Bright Falls.
All right,
and-
this is a picture of Alan Wake, and then this is Jake Gyllenhaal. Look, they look okay. It's gonna load up in a second. All right, they look nothing alike. Nothing. They look nothing alike. No, they look nothing alike.
It depends on what kind of picture you got there.
Depends on the light.
Just look at them. I sent them to you.
I mean, he wouldn't be the best, but he wouldn't be the
No.
worst.
He looks nothing like him. What are you talking about?
I mean, look, it depends on how he is on the new Spider-Man movie. If he's really good at doing that role, then
They actually did use a real person for the face of Alan Wake. I'll just try and find him 1 second. Just give me a small second. No,
debatable. Let's just say that debatable.
no. Oh yeah, I found him. Yeah, his name's Ika Vili, and yeah, they used his face for Alan Wake.
Who did the voice acting then? I thought it was the same guy.
No, it was Matthew Porretta.
Oh.
Oh, and James McCaffrey, Max Payne returned.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was in like some of the cutscenes, and he was also Alex Casey, which is supposed to be based on Max Payne.
So, are you telling me that Remedy had no involvement with Max Payne 3 or whatsoever?
They did test it out, but they had no intentions of ever making a third game. They knew the second they started development on Max Payne 2, they knew it was going to be their last Max Payne game.
It's kind of hard to discuss Max Payne 3 because I know whatever I just say, you're just going to say, but it's shit.
Yeah, it's a
But
shit game.
I mean, at least it tried to be a little bit different.
But it ended up being shit because it ended up not resembling the series whatsoever. It just became the most generic third-person shooter on Earth. When every other third-person shooter at the time was trying something different, Max Payne 3 just decides, we'll just take Max Payne and we'll take everything that made it great, take it out, and then just sell it back to you. $60,
I really
please.
I like the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack's
It doesn't
really
fit
good.
Max Payne.
No, but just as a soundtrack, if you just remove
alright.
it from Max Payne, it's actually pretty good.
alright, I
Especially
guess.
like Like
But then again, it's not really worth
If they-
compliment. I mean, the first two games had much better music, and it also fitted the tone better, especially the second game.
yeah, but that's just me though. I like the soundtrack. I actually
mean, yeah,
listen
good
to the
for you.
soundtrack, occasionally now and then, just to let my mind just make a few stories up because
Listen to the
it's got
soundtrack
that
of Max
intense-
Payne 2 instead. It's way better.
I listen to Late Goodbye, occasionally.
That's the only track you listen to from Max Payne 2. Boy, you are.
Yeah, thanks to you, asshole.
Thanks to you. You call me an asshole now. If you want to call me an asshole, you better say it to my face.
If it wasn't for me watching your Max Payne 2 review, I would have never found Late Goodbye.
Well, yeah, I've been a fan of Poets of the Fall ever
Just
since
saying.
Max Payne 2.
Just saying, and poor Henry's just gone silent.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting. I'm scared.
Yeah, we're just a couple that argues. Alright, yeah. But yeah, I don't want to say too much about Max Payne 3 other than it's fucking shit.
And, yeah, that's fine.
I hate it so much. It's like okay, it gets me to the fucking boiling point. Honestly, right, I'd rather talk about Alan Wake because Alan Wake is an actual good game. I'd rather talk about that instead. Which I'm doing a video on that in 5 months because it's the 9-year anniversary. But right now I have to talk about fucking Max Payne 3. I'd rather talk about the Godzilla games. I haven't really
My
played any.
poor dad, though. My poor dad, like, he really tried playing Max Payne 3. Like, he wasn't bad at playing it, but
He probably just
fuck
thought it was
me,
shit.
no. He actually did like. He says, there's something good behind it, but like he just kept jumping off the buildings.
There's no- also, okay, they removed the jump button in Max Payne 3. Why did you remove a jump button? I mean, you can still shoot dodge, but why can't you jump?
Because Rockstar just don't like jumping.
Yeah.
Anymore?
Why did they remove jumping in all their games? Why?
You can't even crouch in GTA 5. When I found that out, it's like, oh, so I can't teabag anymore.
Yeah, it does a stupid stealth mode which barely does anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Rockstar, you cocksuckers! Honestly, I'm gonna kill every one of you.
Yeah. It's just so hard to explain Max Payne 3, honestly.
It's not
It
for
really
me.
is. Well, not for you. It's just like I
It's
have a
shit,
love.
guys.
I mean, I just have a love-hate relationship with it. Like I only like it because it's a game that you can do slow-mo shooting.
You can do that in the
That's
first
it.
two games, and you can do it in Path of Neo and Wet and John Wick Stranglehold and Vanquish and Super Hot and all these other way better games. Unreal
Well,
Tournament.
I can't. Yeah, some of those games I haven't played.
You haven't played. Okay, which ones have you not played?
Both of the Max Payne games.
Oh my god!
um,
Done. Get back, you cursed demon!
The Unreal game. That's pretty much it, really.
So you've played Wet.
Yeah, the demo, but still counts.
You haven't played the full game.
Counts though.
I'm disappointed in you, my son. Honestly, you have brought nothing but pain and misery upon
Yeah,
us.
bearing in mind,
Fucking-
my PC isn't a gaming PC.
But they're still,
So
but
just-
the Max Payne games were still on consoles.
Yeah, but Xbox can't be fucked to make them backwards compatible.
They're on the
Even
original
despite-
Xbox. Do you still have your original Xbox?
No, the original Xbox got sold years ago. I had to sacrifice my baby for a 360.
Buy it back now. Also, I'm pretty sure your PC could run Max Payne 1 and 2. The game's from 15 years ago.
Well, I tried to. I have the first game on disc. Doesn't fucking work.
There's ways around that. You can find them on the internet.
Yeah. I'm gonna download a third-party thing from a dodgy website.
No, there's plenty of websites you can actually get it from. It works just fine.
Yeah. By the way, how the fuck do you download clips? For like the Matrix, where the fuck did you get the clips? Unless you had to do the whole bullshit membership thing, for YouTube where you can download the clips and stuff. How
No.
the fuck did you do it?
I download clips.
Yeah, on what website? I need a fucking website.
I'm not revealing it.
DM me it later.
my.
It's like,
I just
It's like,
realised
I need-
we're still recording this. We've been on this for nearly 2 hours now.
All
Oh
right.
jeez, I thought we. Oh my goodness.
All right. I think it's time we
Yeah.
wrap up then.
Like we started out having an actual discussion, then we just went like on a drunk rant for Max Payne 3 and Alan Wake and cosplay.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
All right. So what do you want to say before we end
Yeah.
the podcast?
Little
I'm
words
tired.
of
I want to
wisdom.
go and fucking sleep.
Keep your legs straight when you hit the water.